Rub-a-dub-dub. Good morning. I don't.
Well, cha-ching to you too.
There you go.
Get it.
Get it.
I don't know. This. Oh, that's really super bad. Let's see.
Oh, cool. I sold a core set.
Woo! Okay.
That looks better.
Yeah.
You're kind of drowning out with the light behind you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that was because it happened yesterday too.
What is it?
I don't know. I had like three lines going up my face.
Oh,
like,
it's from your damn window. That's what it is.
But I adjusted it yesterday and it didn't do anything. So I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
No,
I got it fixed for today, so I think we're good.
That's good.
Trying to get into the chat. Morning, everyone. Yes, Thrifty Living. It is going to be an awesome day.
It is.
Woo-hoo. Woo. It's the suntan from Cali. You know, that's funny because I really didn't even like go outside when I was there. I mean, I was outside a little bit, but I mean, I didn't like, you know, go lay out or anything.
I suppose it's too hot there.
Yeah.
Too hot to go outside.
It's not that bad.
Oh my God, it was 84 degrees here the other day and I damn near died. I thought I was gonna die. I thought I screwed up and went to hell.
I think the hottest that happened while I was there was, I think it was 108.
Oh my God.
But it's not, I mean, it's different because you don't have the humidity or you don't have
it's dry
as much humidity.
Yeah. To me, hot, it's just hot.
Yeah, it's.
I don't care if it's wet, hot, dry, hot. It's hot.
But I love that. I would be, to me, I would be perfect in like Arizona.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind it.
Anytime I've been down to Arizona in the summertime, oh my God, I thought I was gonna die. I was so exhausted. But one thing I have to say, when I go there in the wintertime,
yeah,
it's like perfect for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I feel really good over there and in LA and stuff in the wintertime. I feel really good, energetic and everything. It feels really good. But there in the summertime, absolutely not. Oh, it's too hot for me.
Yeah. I don't do really well with the humidity. That really messes with my system a lot.
Yeah.
The first summer that I was here, we went to a concert and we got there like, I don't know, it was like 10 in the morning and it was really hot. It was really humid. It was like the hottest day of the year, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost went into a heat stroke almost a heat stroke. Mike was like, I was sure we were going to have to call, you know, the paramedics and have them come over here and take you away. Right. Because I was getting delirious. I was getting, you know, it was bad. And I didn't even think about, you know, that. Because when I think hot weather, I think of California weather, not Kansas weather. So that gave me a true sign or a true evaluation of, you know, what the heat was Tim said it was 122 was the worst it's been here so far. Woo! Wait.
Um,
Now that's hell.
how do you even leave your house?
What?
How do you even leave your house when it's that hot?
I don't think you do.
You'd melt to the sidewalk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like winter with snow and everything. If there's snow, I'm horrible because I don't like to drive in snow. So if there's snow on the ground, I don't go anywhere.
That's kind of how I am too.
Just,
I mean, I don't really go a whole lot anyways. I've become so much of a homebody since I moved to Michigan. When me and Valerie lived in California, oh my God, we were nonstop.
yeah.
No.
We were always getting in our cars and leaving, going somewhere, doing something,
Yep.
We were never home. Never home.
Yeah.
Not as busy in the Midwest.
But it's kind of, if it's cold outside, if it's frigid and it's, 20 below, you're not going to go somewhere where you're going to be standing around outside, more than likely. Or not on purpose anyway. So, that light is just, now I look like a ghost. Oh, maybe I'm okay.
You look better. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
So, yeah. But it's a dry heat, isn't it, Tim? Yeah, it's totally a lot dry. And they say that a lot of people, with emphysema, COPD and stuff like that, they actually recommend them to move to Arizona, someplace dry, because it doesn't, you have less of a problem with pneumonia and fluid buildup and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, our grandpa had that, and so he moved. That's why he moved to Bullhead City.
right. Yep. But I hope everybody's having a good morning. I'm doing some skipping this morning, and I was kind of late. It was like 7:45, and I hadn't even done anything with this. Like, hair was like going woo and woo.
Silver Hair Stacker wants to know, is today listing challenge day? No, we're gonna do that on, I think we're gonna do it on Thursday this week.
Okay, so what is your plan? How are you gonna do that, Sally?
I can do it after the show is over.
Okay.
We'll just basically start up right after the show.
Are you gonna be able to do that because you're working tonight?
No, on Thursday.
What's today? Tuesday.
Yeah, I have to work Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Thursday I'm off, and that starts my vacation.
Okay.
So, so Thursday, plan for right after the show, or maybe we'll start at 12. Maybe we'll start at 12 so that we can go from 12 to 4.
Oh, so you're gonna, okay. So I guess I don't know how that's gonna work. So you're gonna do 4 hours of
listing
to see how many you can list in those 4 hours. That sounds good.
Yeah. And we can have a side challenge too. I mean, if you want to start a challenge today, we could do that too. Depending on what you want to do.
I don't know. Y'all tell us what you want to do. I'm sorry, I'm having
right now. So Thursday, we're just gonna be on the camera all day.
Yeah.
On the shows.
I mean, you get a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I think it would be good to start at noon. Well, it would be noon my time.
So it'll be 11 Central Time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Noon Eastern.
Right. And 10 Pacific.
So that, you know, we can have an hour break and, you know, go do lunch and relax or whatever.
Yep.
And
get your stuff that you want to get listed, get it ready, you know, get it set up.
We're gonna do it on Thursday, Tiffany.
Hey, silver hair stacker, I'm eating soup.
Oh my goodness.
She knew how to put the lid on. Sorry, I had to say that. Go ahead.
Tim, yeah, built Bullhead City by Nevada, by Laughlin.
Yeah, it's by it's right. Needles is in California.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically about 30-40 miles from Needles.
That's where your grandpa lives?
Where he did live. He's died. Yeah. He died already.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, but
years ago,
we used to go over there, you know, at least twice a year, and then when they still could, they would travel over to, you know, California and see everybody too. So, but yeah. I really like that area. I always thought it was a pretty cool place to live and everything, but
I think it'd be nice to visit, but I don't think I'd want to live there.
Yeah. Tim has a question. You get a lot of watches. Should I put batteries in or sell as when needing a battery? I got 30 watches for $4.50 yesterday, minus 2 that are sterling silver and vintage. I don't know how you would do that.
I think it would be better. You don't want to have a bunch of watches sitting with the batteries in them for a long time, though. So.
True.
I think it would be better to sell the watch with the battery. Show it working with the battery in it.
Right.
And then when it's time to ship it, to put a battery in it. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that sell watches a lot. They'll keep batteries around, and then, and then when somebody wants one or buys one, then they put a fresh battery in it for them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Silver Hair Stacker says he always puts batteries in them. That makes sense.
I mean, because what are batteries? Aren't they like less than $1 a piece?
Yeah, they're pretty minimal. So I think, you know, you might want to. I know that Dusty has he kind of has a collection of you know, different sizes of batteries for watches. And so that if you're going to be into that, you know, you might want to look into getting some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get them online pretty cheap. But I think somebody would probably have a without a battery. I mean,
right.
Can you hear my fan?
Not really, no.
Probably can hear my background noise.
Not really. Good morning, Ben. Good morning, Margot. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Turtle Trader. Good morning, Tim. Who else? And if I'm missing you, Silver Hair Stacker, good morning. Queen City Picker. Mary O, good morning.
Morning, everybody.
She said, Nikki, I was up in your area on Saturday, and oh my God, it was a hot day.
Yeah, it was. I was at that auction today out in the sun. It was like 84 degrees or something that day. It was so hot.
Sherry Honeybee, Thrifty Living. Good morning, everyone, and hopefully everybody's doing good today.
Coon Cat.
Yeah, Jim Coon Cat.
Coon Cat and Megan and Mario just came in.
Comfortable life. I don't ship with batteries installed on anything. I ship brand new sealed pack. Huh.
No, Tiffany. I'm Eastern.
Yeah, she's Eastern. I'm Central.
So right now for me it's 9:19.
Right.
I don't know if this clock's gonna work, but we'll see.
Mary said yesterday she took a day off of her job and weeded out some of her old inventory. She took 4 bags to Goodwill. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna have
I've been doing that all day today. So well, since 5. Since 5, me and my husband's been weeding out old inventory, looking through stuff and putting it in the garage if I'm not going to list it right away. Oh man, he had all the rules set out for me today.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't want to lose you like I did yesterday. I am so sorry I didn't get that message until after. I was like,
That's
oh my
God,
I don't know what happened.
I had horrible service yesterday anyways, so probably wouldn't have lasted much longer anyways.
Yeah.
I had a horrid service yesterday.
Yeah, Tim says, or let's see here. Mary said she did a 50% sale, and on those things that she took to Goodwill. Sometimes I think if things are too low, or if you're doing a 50% sale, I think they're great to move things. But I think there's just some things that just are not going to move, and you can hang on to them. I think maybe a buyer will come along eventually, but sometimes you just have to, as Nikki would say, juice your inventory so you can make room for new inventory. Because we all know, a lot of times we buy stuff that isn't going to sell, or that and you can change keywords and you can do whatever to make it sell, and you can put 50% off. But I think on those cheap sales, I think people wonder if there's something that's wrong with it, or and I've done it myself, so I completely get that. But I think there's just some things you could put it, for $1 and people still would not buy it.
Right.
So I think there's a point in time where you have to just say, no, I'm not doing anything with it. And also, if you're doing listings, if you're taking the time to list something for $1, it's really not worth your time. So you're better off just, using that listing for something that's actually gonna sell. Tim says, it was funny last night. I got my 10th good rating, then got a star. Next thing, I sell 5 items in 5 minutes. So I wonder if people really look at your rating as a seller.
Just depends.
I
really don't look at it.
I don't either.
To tell you the I really don't. I really don't look at it and make my decision on, if you're a new seller or not. There's a lot of people that do, but I'm not one of those people that actually do that. I know that there's a recourse if you don't send me, my item, then I know what I need to do. I know that eBay is going to attack me as a buyer, so I'm protected. I think that's kind of the way you have to look at it.
Yeah, now with all the protections from eBay and PayPal, I don't think buyer ratings, I mean, not that you should not worry about it. I mean, you still need to worry about it, but yeah, I don't think feedback and stuff is as important as it used to be.
Right.
Because eBay and PayPal have so much protection, already in place. But it still should be important to you to keep your ratings up because, I mean, you just need to offer good customer service,
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're first starting out and you got lower feedback, sometimes it takes a while to get busy, like the rest of us, because there are still some people who don't buy from lower feedback people, but yeah, I don't think it's as important as it used to be.
Yep. Well, Magic Classic, good morning. She said she's trying to pick a room a day and deep clean this week, and then next week she's going to tackle her inventory room, and then she's going to spend a week on her paperwork that she's neglected all year. Man, that's a good plan. I like that.
Yeah.
So
it's time to get it.
I think that, I think there's a lot more than just, I know that there's a lot more than just listing, I mean, you have to be constantly, going through things and, figuring out what to keep and what not to keep, and making sure that your stuff in your inventory is actually listed. I've been doing that for like probably the last month or so, where I'll
Hi, Dusty Crop Hopper.
I have to make sure that what?
I said, hi, Dusty Crop Hopper. That's my new nickname for him.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
It's but from the Planes movie.
I think you have to completely. I think you have to do that. You have to, keep moving, keep going through the house, and keep going through your inventory. So it's, it's a job. Definitely a job. And that's, that's that I want to start doing is, kind of get things kind of regulated in my room, in my office, and that way I can, have plenty of room for my new stuff. Good morning, Sherry. She's riding a 10-speed bike. Not me. Oh,
that's an anniversary clock or what?
Doing something.
I can't get this clock to work.
What is it?
It's a clock.
Oh, gotcha.
It was one of those that have the spinny deals on them. but I don't think it's going to work for me. And it hasn't, I don't know how it didn't get broke, but it has a glass covering.
That is amazing that it didn't. It didn't get cracked or broken. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Really surprised.
How you doing, Dusty? Is it too early to say?
No, I'm here. I've been out on the front porch drinking coffee. I just kind of fell down a rabbit hole and lost track of time.
Oh. All good.
It's all good.
All good in the hood.
I'm good. I got out, went to the gym yesterday again, listed some stuff. I did a lot of running yesterday. And then I got out and rode my motorcycle. I just got a wild hair, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go ride.
There you go.
It was really nice.
That's the thing about it. I really wish that I could ride a motorcycle. I've tried. I took a class and they flunked me. They were like, "Get the hell out of here! You're dangerous." So I would, if I could ride one, and I totally would. I would totally be on the bike riding around.
If you can drive a stick shift car and you can ride a bicycle, it's just really kind of, well, sort of, but it's really kind of just putting the two together.
Right. And I was in the class. I took the class, and that was the first time I had ever ridden anything with a clutch and
right.
And I mean, I've driven a car that had a clutch, but I'd never ridden a motorcycle or anything like that before then. So I didn't really know what to expect. So I've always wanted to get like a dirt bike and just kind of learn on something like that.
Right.
Or a four-wheeler or something. Just to but I would totally love that. I would love to ride a motorcycle.
Wow.
There ain't nothing better than that. Well, besides sex, but sometimes it's not even. Sometimes that's better than sex too. Sorry. Cover your ears.
Tiffany, does Tiffany live here? Tiffany said Dusty before the live show ended yesterday. You and Eric were talking about bubble wrap. You stated you get large bubble, 1,000 feet for $50. May I ask where? Yeah, it's I mean, it's just a local place here in Huntsville. It's called Apex Packaging. And I just found it I used to use a place called Warehouse Equipment, and then I don't know, happened across it one day, and I swung in there and said, "Do y'all sell bubble wrap?" And they're like, "Yep." They used to be about $63 or something. They came down on it. They got a better deal on it. So it's just hunting around finding your local packaging place or something like that. It just depends on where you live. But
Yeah.
when we lived in Birmingham, I had a couple box distributors like that.
I'm cleaning this clock.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Jason asked me what's happening. I just had to tell him.
You were just, yeah. Silver Hair Stacker said he got 4 rolls of the small bubble yesterday at Walmart. Duck brand. I think that's a little more expensive though, isn't it? When you're buying like that.
Well, that's the stuff that Eric was showing yesterday. They had for $7 for like 300 feet, the small bubble. I just don't like the small bubble because you end up having to use twice as much. That's me personally.
Right.
But we were looking at the deal yesterday. I mean, it's so cheap that even if you use twice as much, it's still not a bad deal.
Right.
I don't know. And I may grab some of that. Well, no, I can't. We looked it up, and it was the nearest one was like 30 miles away. I don't know. It's just yesterday was a good day. I just kind of got up, got my groove, got my stuff listed, did my errand running, did my workout stuff, and then kind of took some me time, which was kind of nice.
That's
Yeah.
good. What are you talking about?
So he's got some big bubble. I don't know what that means, but
Jason's a perv. I
There.
swear. Can't take him anywhere.
There's a big bubble. There's a big bubble.
Oh Lord, what is that from? A clock or a snow?
Yeah, it's for this clock.
Oh, I hate shipping those.
Why? It's not that big.
Yeah, I know, but you're gonna have to box them each separately and then put them in a box together. Unless you're really brave, and then you bubble wrap the clock part and stick it back over it. But
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
mm.
I am brave. I'll use some what do they call it? That stuff you
Bubble wrap?
no.
Shrink wrap?
No, the stuff that they insulate RVs with.
Aluminum foil?
No.
Wax paper?
Nope.
what they insulate RVs with.
Spray foam?
Yeah.
Spray foam. She's gonna spray foam the clock with that envelope on it.
I have no idea what she's talking. I just joined. I have no idea what the conversation's about. I'm just
It's like one solid mass, and she's like, "Well, at least it didn't break."
It's called like Syntex or something, or I can't remember what they call it. But it's basically bubble wrap that has tinfoil on it.
Okay.
I don't know.
People.
Simplex, like plastic explosives.
No. I can't remember what it's called. It's something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically bubble wrap that has silver. It's silver bubble wrap.
Bubble
foil. Yeah, like a reflector type. Reflectix? Is that what it's called?
It's bubble wrap that is worried about the government listening in.
I got like a bunch of it, like this bubble wrap that has the Reflectix stuff on it, and it must have come out of an RV or something, like the insulation for RV or something, and but it didn't have like no insulation with it or anything, and then but it looked like it could have came out of, or it looked like it could have been a tent at one time, like a what do you call it? Like
I don't like this game. I want off. I want off this ride. Let me off the ride. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, what is this? Manage orders has been updated. Check out the features we've added to make managing.
Oh, opt out of it. Opt out.
Wait.
Yeah, it sucks.
Where's the opt out?
Does it?
There should be an opt out button.
I actually liked it.
I don't like
did because, well, can you see the custom label line?
I see switch back to old version of this page.
That's what you want, yeah.
Why do I not like this?
Well, some people, I didn't like it because I use the custom label line to tell me where my items are at, and you can't see the custom labels line anymore.
Oh, well, what the hell's inventory? I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Well, the other problem is you can't go and add it. When I first saw it, you couldn't go and add it in.
My inventory system's upstairs.
Yeah.
The old gray noggin.
That's right. All that gray matter, huh?
It's Reflectix, or yeah, it's That's what RV people call it anyways, is Reflectix.
Thank God we finally got that settled.
Jason says it's called Cold Shield Bubble Wrap. I don't think so, but I've always heard it called Reflectix. I just couldn't think of my words. Thank you, Thrifty Living.
So I got a buyer the other day. I normally don't scream like scammer or whatever, but because it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. But I got these little like Pandora charms, and I have them all, categorized. Where's my camera? All categorized. Tristan did all the labeling and all that, and they're in DVD bags. And so when I sell one, I grab it like this, fold the bag over, print out my packing slip, and tape it straight to it. Slide it straight in the envelope. And they get it, and they send me a message, and they claim they got it, but it's just an empty bag, and there's no charm.
Wow.
If I had like a shipping department, if I had not specifically sat here and remembered doing that, and I'm so anal about stuff, I would have, I literally pulled it because I actually had two of them. And I had to pull one of these. I had two of the same charm. I had pulled one out, stuck it in a bag, stuck it in there, taped it to the packing slip, whatever. So then they opened an item not received case, which is fine. But I responded back with the tracking number and put item was in the package when it was shipped. And I've heard nothing since. So I'm not saying that it was somebody. And they had, I don't know, 100 feedback or so. Couldn't really see any evidence in their feedback where they had, fished for refunds before or whatever. There's a good possibility it fell out on their end, that maybe it did. The side of the little plastic bag might have split or something, but it would have still been inside here. Yeah. She did come back and say that the side of the bag was split. You need to do better packaging or whatever. And I'm like, then it's probably in your envelope. Yeah, but I didn't engage them in like words. I just responded to the case and put the item was in the package when it was shipped. Here's the tracking number, filled in the tracking number info, and I just moved on. But it did kind of reek of like buyer, not scamming, but the buyer had probably made a mistake, that maybe it fell out in the bag, maybe it fell out on their carpet, something like that.
You need to be like one of those fancy resellers that has one of those plastic sealers. That would have fixed that problem.
A Sillamil?
And seal everything?
Yeah.
Shrink wrap all my game pieces.
I
have a Sillamil. You want to buy it?
No. Nobody wants your Sillamil.
Nobody wants your
It's vintage.
What about a Deal-A-Meal?
I don't have any more of those.
Oh.
Sillamil. Thanks for making fun of me, Sherry. I love you.
Margot wants to know, after the show, what does everyone do?
Take a nap.
I don't do that anymore. But
usually we're on the hangout for maybe, if we do, we're on the hangout for maybe an hour later, and then that's it. We'll all go our separate ways and do our own thing usually.
Yeah, usually most people have their shipping in and do the thing, while the show's going. So, it's more like and
I don't know what they're talking. I don't know what they're talking about. After the show is when the magic happens.
Okay.
What magic are you talking about?
I don't want to
The magic of making
like
money.
when you guys show dirty pictures to each other?
Okay, apparently I missed that part.
Good job.
So
Good job.
So Tim said, Dusty, don't know the price, but get some small crack bags, i.e. jewelry bags. I'm sure they're cheap. I had a bunch of them. I just ran out of them recently, and I had these DVD bags, and I'll probably never send any DVDs in anymore to Amazon. So I've got all these that I need to use up, so I've just been using those. But I had a whole bunch of those small bags, but
for the small stuff, I've been using coin envelopes, and that seems to work really well. You can also write on the outside of them, like item in here for those people that are challenged.
I mean, even if it had fallen out of the bag, it would have still been in the Mylar poly mailer or whatever it's made out of.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the lady just overlooked it, or I mean, it could have been somebody that was kind of, fishing for a refund. She didn't seem real agitated. If I'd have legitimately received something that, was totally missing and not in the package, I'd be a little miffed. I mean, that's me personally. I'd be cool about it, but it almost kind of seemed a little rehearsed. Like, I don't know.
Well, I can't get this beauty to work, so. Like,
hey, if I order a ton of small items and out of every 10 of them, I claim it's not in there, and 3 of them give me refunds, and I'm ahead of the game. And I don't know, and I hate that whole scammer mentality of the, everybody's a scammer and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I think inherently people are good for the most part.
You've never watched Walking Dead, have you? I'm just kidding.
But I just responded back professionally, and if she escalates it to a case, since she opened an item not received. And I did double check and checked my floor and checked everywhere just to make sure on the off chance, but I would know if a charm fell out and hit the floor. Not to mention I bagged it as I put it in the envelope.
Yeah, see, like you were saying before, that's the one good thing. When you're a business of one, it's like you know it was there because you personally shipped it.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally different than if I had one of my kids helping me or Tristan and I couldn't, not that she would drop. I mean, but, mistakes happen. I personally put it in there. I remember doing it, What?
Dusty, do you know if these take a key or not? I don't know. I don't even see a place to put them.
No, if it's battery operated, it shouldn't.
Yeah, it has a battery in it.
No, shouldn't need a key. Keys are only for wind-up clocks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it was all corroded, and I tried to get it out, and I think it's a goner.
You might be able to, I mean, I don't know if it would even be worth messing with, but you might be able to just sell the glass as a replacement dome for anniversary clock.
Yeah, Jason said that they still go for like 20 or something.
Yeah, you just usually flip for parts.
But it's made in Germany, so I guess that's a good thing.
Get out the defibrillator, Sally. Bring it back.
I tried. I worked on this clock for like 30 minutes. It was awful.
That's about 24 minutes too long.
Yeah, I know.
Dusty!
Now you've actually lost money on that deal.
That is so true. You can lose money on something if you spend 2 hours playing with it, believe me.
Well, what was Valerie talking about before? Okay, look, I'm taping this charm in the bag to the cover everything up like that. I mean, there's no way. And then I fold it in thirds. This is exactly what I do. I can feel it in between my thumb and my finger, and I slide it into the thing. So
I can feel it between my thumb and fingers when I slide it into the thing too.
Y'all are pervs.
He's talking about bowling, by the way.
I would have been I would have been here earlier, but I kept having to go back and look at the video Dex sent last night. So I mean, caught up in that.
Oh no, he sent the video. I didn't even look.
I sent a YouTube clip. Remember from the Fast
I'm
Times?
scared.
Oh, that's right. I did. I didn't click on it, but I know the BBK.
It's already in your memory. You don't need to click on it, right?
That is like burned into my skull.
Bring the chat up.
Wow, Mr. Sadie went to an auction last night for the first time ever. Watched the auctioneer shut down the sale because nobody was bidding.
I've actually seen that happen.
Yeah, I've seen that once.
It's rare, but what they'll do is they basically shut the sale down and say, I'm not giving this person's stuff away, so we're done.
Wow.
It's usually later in the sale, but yeah, there's a time. I mean, sometimes I mean, that's where you have a good auctioneer who's willing to protect your stuff. I saw an auctioneer he was trying to sell. It was a fairly valuable gun, and should be in the $900 to $1,000 range. And the best bid he got was $100, and there was a reserve on the gun, so he was kind of helping to bid the thing up. And the guy's like, I'm not giving this man stuff away. And so he put all the good stuff away and said, I'm sorry, that's it, we're done. So it can happen.
What day of the week is this?
DUE Tuesday.
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 Tuesday. Interesting.
No, Uline is not the best place to buy bubble wrap.
Bam, look at that, like it was meant for it.
If you're going to buy bubble wrap, you can get it off of eBay pretty cheap.
I mean, unless you have a Uline facility near you, or you order enough to qualify for free shipping with them.
Yeah, but Uline charges for pickup.
Do they
I
really?
haven't been able to find a free shipping option with them. I mean, I even bought like $500 the other day of supplies.
There used to be a thread. There used to be a thread on the Amazon seller forums. If you go over there and probably just search Uline, you may be able to find it. And they used to kind of keep it up to date with current codes and stuff like that. And I think some of the older accounts, I can't remember what they call them, not legacy accounts, but something similar to that. I think some of the older accounts with Uline actually got free shipping on everything. My dad with the UPS store, he has he gets what they call fifth line pricing or sixth line pricing, which is that column that's like 1,000 plus. You know, they have columns of pricing by quantity. He automatically gets the one that's like the cheapest column. And that's a deal that I don't know if it's him or all the UPS stores or how they work it, but
I just ordered bubble wrap off of eBay. Look at my purchase history. And I paid $27.20 for 250 feet of half-inch bubble.
I can't believe in a place as big as, where are you, Columbus, Ohio, you don't have any decent box distributors.
I have tried and tried and tried.
Huh.
I have a box distributor, but you go buy it from somebody else and then you pick it up from them and it's the same freaking price.
I bought mine over at Lowe's, but I really haven't price searched it. It's just out of convenience because I don't use much bubble wrap. I've had the same rolls on the desk for like the past 6 months now.
Yeah,
I don't use it very often.
Well, most of your stuff you're using, the paper with because it's heavy duty stuff.
I blow through the paper.
Your stuff in bubble wrap, and you're gonna have a bunch of popped bubbles. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I don't use a ton. I mean, I use enough. I mean, I use about about 2 rolls of the large, and maybe a half a roll or a quarter of a roll of the small, typically. If I have paper, if I don't have paper, I'll use more of the small bubble, but about once a month, about that much every month. So yeah, my bubble wrap costs are probably $35 a month.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not a terrible amount or anything like that. Now, if I could get it cheaper, it'd be even better. But yeah, and I'm not gonna have to buy small bubble for a while because I just bought 5 rolls. So
right. Plus, it's annoying to store that stuff.
The problem
you
with
throw it in the garage. The nice thing is it's light. It's not gonna hurt anything.
The problem with bubble wrap, I see all the comments in the side chat. Problem with bubble wrap is nobody can really be completely competitive on it if you're ordering online because it's so big to ship.
Yeah.
Dang it! Do I want to save $2.50 and have to make a trip today to?
You don't even have to ask us. We know you're not going to do that. If you had more than one item going, you would. But
Actually, I hate to do smart posts, but that's a big savings right there. I'd say about $5 on it. A pair of waders going to New Jersey. I actually have a package that came in at the mailbox store anyhow, so that was a return.
you're going there already.
Yeah, well, I went in and refunded the people without even going down there and checking the return because today was the last day to do it. I forgot to go by there yesterday, and I really don't need we opened a case and closed it in your favor, that defect, because you're only allowed 0.5 on that one.
Yeah, that one can bite you.
Case is closed without seller resolution. So I just went ahead. It was a $38 item. It was a piece of video equipment. They were real cool about it. And you know what? If I get down there and there's a brick in the box or which there's not going to be, you know, then oh well, I'm about $38, but it's better than having a ding on my account. Yeah,
yeah. Because I mean, just maintaining your top rate or seller status, you get more than that in discounts every month. So.
Yep. And I have a couple things that I had kind of let go a little far, so I'm at like 0.43, which is not good.
Yeah, but you roll out of that in a month, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think you and I looked at it. When do I roll out of it? Overview. Transaction defect rate 0.43. You could lose your top rated seller status if you don't meet this requirement. Blah, blah, blah. Transaction period looks from April to June, so it does 3 months. April 1st to June 30th. And I've got 2 of those that are in April. Let's see if they'll go to May the 1st. I got 2 of those that are going to roll off on the next evaluation, which should be on the 20th. Doesn't it evaluate on the 20th of each month?
Pretty much, I think so.
Yeah. Yes.
So I just got to keep my nose clean for 2 more days.
Yeah.
And it was stupid. I mean, it was 2 of them were items where I accidentally oversold the thing, so I had to cancel it. When in reality, what I should have done is just found the item for them elsewhere and sent it.
I had an item that I could not find at all, and I think I actually donated it. And so instead of canceling it and taking the hit, I sent her something else, refunded her money, and sent her a nice message, you know, saying, you know, it was similar. It was a cola item, so sent her this a little banner. I took it out of my store. It was $20 item in my store, so I sent it to her, and she was like ecstatic that you know, I gave her money back. I gave her something free. She's like, you know, this is amazing. Nobody ever treats you like this.
And that's awesome customer service. Did it cost you something? Yeah, sure, it cost you something, but it also kept a defect off your thing. And like you said, what is the value of keeping top rated seller dollar wise?
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I don't want that defect. I have one that rolls off here next month from, again, I couldn't find something. It's what prompted me for inventory. So
it's not even top rated seller. It's just being good customer service, really. When it comes down to it.
I mean, that's the benefit of doing things like that, is because I messed up. And you know what? If I mess up and I have to take a defect, I'll take the defect. It's if I can't figure out a way around it. But like I said, usually you can work something out with people. So
I work something out very easy. If it's like an out of stock thing, I just ship them something. It doesn't matter what. And then I'll send them a refund.
Right, and that's the key. You ship them something, you know, something decent. I mean, don't be a cheap ass or anything. You know, you screw up and you've got something similar or something like that. You can send it to them, give them their money back, and apologize profusely about the issue, and say, you know, I'm so sorry this happened. I'll send you this. This is the best I can do for right now, but I am going to give you your money back. Yeah, 90% of the time, you're never going to hear a complaint about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially if you handle it, you know, if you're doing 1 day shipping and handling and you're doing it right away, they're really, all they've lost is that 18 hours or whatever it is time they bought it, the time you went to ship it. You know, so I mean, and they got their money back and they get something for free. Everybody loves getting something for free.
Hell yeah.
Megan is like all over you about how you do your stuff, Jason.
Oh, really? I'm not even looking at it. Wait.
This is best you said newspaper or craft paper rolls, and then and to secure your heavy items in a box, what do you use? And we will all tell you, Jason uses tape like a mofo.
Duct tape and super glue.
Well, you got to remember the newsprint. You pack it tight, so that really secures it in the box. If it's packed tight and it can't move around in there, then that's 90% of the battle. And then just a shitload of tape I use. Yeah.
I've been using newsprint just because Bearded Picker got me a whole bunch of end rolls that his brother got from anyhow, he had a whole bunch extra. I don't like it. It's nice, like I pack a small item in a small lightweight item. I still like that heavy contractor paper that you can get at like Lowe's. It's in the paint department. It's $10 a roll. It's like brown. It's like brown construction. It's made to put down on the floor. Like painters are going to be painting a house or to protect the floor, and they tape it, you know, use masking tape and tape it to the floor. And it's really thick, because if you think about it, newsprint on a heavy item, you're going to have to use a ton of it if it's a really heavy item, because it's just the minute that item shifts or falls in the truck or goes down a conveyor belt, that item is going to go. I mean, that newsprint, even if you have this much of it, is going to be flattened. It provides no protection.
Yeah, but see, I use the newsprint for mostly medium flat rate and smaller.
Right.
When you start to get to the bigger boxes, then I switch over to what you're talking about. But you know, I think 60% or more of the stuff I am shipping is the smaller stuff. So the newsprint, I go through a lot of it. Plus, not only do I use it as packing material, but I also wrap the item in it. You know. Right. Which helps a little bit. At least it keeps it from, if there's more than one item, it keeps them from clanking together.
Another Jason asks, if you're shipping something like a toolbox or cooler, do you ever just slap a label on the outside? I haven't done that yet.
No. I think the only thing you can get away with that is like a tire or something, right?
Or like a Pelican case. If you're shipping a Pelican case or a big metal case, I've done it on stuff like that.
But usually, aren't you like shrink wrapping the item up pretty good, then you're slapping the label on the outside of the shrink wrap?
Yeah, like one of those like roadie cases and stuff, right?
Maybe, maybe not.
I don't know. I'm gonna ship that press in a big, huge case like that, and the case is part of the deal. So I don't know. I'm not gonna put a box around the case. That's what I bought the case for. So
that's a good way to get a negative feedback. Just shipping it out and just dropping a label on it.
Well, you know, it's funny because if you buy toner, you know it comes. If you buy toner from Staples or something like that, they just slap a label on the outside of your toner box and ship it.
Oh no, that's fine.
But yeah, but you can't. I mean, I sell a lot of vintage items, and if I have something with a box, I'm not going to. Even if it's a big item, it came in the original box. I'm going to put it inside another box because to me, that's part of the sale is the box itself.
It also depends on the value of the item. You know, I didn't realize you meant something that's in the original box. You know, if it's a fairly modern item and you know, it's not a collectible thing and, you know, it's packed in the original box, well, that's fine. I mean, But if it's worth some money, I don't want people to see what it is, especially when it's sitting on someone's porch.
I mean, I had a Dell computer I shipped the other day. It was a 20-something inch all-in-one touch screen, whatever. It was in the original Dell box, had the Dell specs on the end of it, but it had already been shipped FedEx, from Dell to the person. It came out of a storage unit. It had never been used. It still had the original styrofoam, everything in it. So I just stuck my label over the original FedEx label and let it ride. I mean, I could have paid the mailbox store to put it in another box and rebox and double. And I was like, you know what? It shipped fine that first time. Didn't have any dents at all to the box. Box was still pristine. The first time it had been shipped.
Computers always ship in the original boxes.
So I just let it rip.
That's fine. But you said Dell. I mean, it's not like that's high value anyway.
Dude, you're getting the Dell. No!
I know, serious. I feel bummed.
Oh, is he hating on Dell?
Oh, wait. With the exception of if it's an Alienware, because I think Dell owns Alienware now, if I remember right.
Yeah, back in the day, Alienware was...
It's still good. I'm running an Alienware right now. And I have one at my warehouse that runs the warehouse, too.
Yeah, nobody wants to know what computer I run, believe me. So.
It's a Franken computer, isn't it?
No. Well, this is an I think this is an HP. This is an old HP that I use my Hangouts on. But if you want to have fun, you want to look up my computer, it's a Vivo PC. V-I-V-O.
V-I-V-O.
Isn't that a toilet paper brand?
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
Like a blank tower?
No. It's about
Oh, it's a little guy?
It's one of the original little microcomputer.
Oh, okay.
It's a hard drive and a motherboard and it's anything like that. And it's literally 7x7.
Yeah, if my computer took a crap, that would be the result.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of upgrading. Mainly because I'm starting to see a little bit of lag here and there, so. But it's been great. I think I paid like $250 for it 4 years ago. I mean, I really went all in on it, so.
Hey, as long as it lasts 4 years, that's the ticket.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it, and I've never had to do anything to it. It's got the original, everything's original to it. It works great. But I'm thinking of upgrading it and then maybe using it for like a Kodi box or a little bit better Kodi box type system than I have right now. So.
I think I'm going to go donate blood today. My alarm just went off. My calendar reminder that I'm eligible to give again.
Why, is there a movie you want to see?
Did I get $40 worth of movie cards? Hold on, let's see what's on at the movies right now.
Oh, I didn't get that.
I used to do that all the time.
I'm not doing the frickin' whatever platelet machine again or whatever I did last time when they blew the vein. I'm not doing that. Their other machine was down, the one I usually use, which is like a double apheresis machine.
Yeah, that's the one my husband does too.
I'm going to call him, and it takes you have the needle in your arm for about 40 minutes or so. It's not bad.
He's O positive, so he's universal, basically.
O negative.
O negative.
O negative. Yeah.
What the hell's the name of that movie theater I want to go to?
Is it a sale?
All right, now playing. Here's my choices for the theater I want to go to. War for the Planet of the Apes. Wish Upon. I don't know what that is. It sounds like a cartoon. Spider-Man Homecoming. Despicable Me 3. Baby Driver. The Big Sick. Transformers The Last Night. Cars 3. Wonder Woman. And Pirates of the Caribbean.
Can you take a lunch card instead?
The lunch card.
Pirates of the Caribbean is supposed to be good.
It was not that good.
Okay.
No?
I went and saw it. No, I wasn't. It wasn't as good as the first one, I'll tell you that. But if you're into it, that's cool. I took my kid to it, but it wasn't that great.
Yeah, special effects were awesome. Storyline was lame.
Yeah.
Wait,
And Orlando was only in it for like minutes. I
Yeah,
mean,
after the credits. He's not even in the movie at all. Well, oh yeah, at the very end he's in it, and then a little bit after the credits.
Ooh.
The Orlando Bloom. I forgot what they call Bill Turner.
Boy, isn't he like the driving the dead ship guy dude thing now?
Yeah, yeah. They have him just at the very end. It was, I mean, I took my son to it, so I mean, it was all right. I probably should. I think Wonder Woman was probably better than Pirates of the Caribbean.
it was like when they had Samuel L. Jackson in Deep Blue Sea for like a couple minutes. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
No, I don't use peel and the crazy card asks. Well, I don't use peel and stick labels. Nope, I don't.
I do.
And I've had a gazillion Zebra and old Eltron or whatever they are printers and thermal printers, and I like cutting out labels and I like taping them to the packages. It's kind of a check system for me too. I've talked about that before, but I kind of look over the address, make sure everything printed correctly, make sure the weights while I'm taping it on there.
Quick question, guys. I have a customer that's asking me, he's willing to buy some stuff from me, but he wants me to use, he's in the UK and he wants me to use eBay's global shipping program. I thought there was no benefits to the buyer on that.
The benefit is everything, he's prepaying everything up front. He doesn't have to go pay for it again.
Oh, so it gets dropped off right at his house without paying customs?
Exactly.
All
He's
his
paying his VAT.
duties and VAT and customs and brokerage fees and all that are added into that price that he pays when he pays eBay for the item and the global shipping.
Yeah, but doesn't he pay more in fees than if I just ship it?
He'll pay a higher shipping rate because he's basically paying shipping twice. Because he's paying you for shipping it to Kentucky, and then he's paying the company there. But he's also getting a lot of guarantees in that too.
Oh my God.
Something goes wrong, he doesn't have to deal with you. He can just call global shipping and they'll refund you.
What type of item are we talking about?
It's those sneakers.
That's what he's got. That's what this place has got.
And he may have had bad luck in whatever. What country's he in?
UK. He only has 16 feedback.
I mean, he may have had bad luck with.
Order it on Amazon.
For those sneakers, that's actually not a bad deal because if you get someone claims there's something wrong with them, you're going to be covered.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Megan said from UK to here is cheaper through GSP. So I think she means here, as in she's here in the US, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it may be cheaper going the other way. It's always interesting to me when I do something through global shipping. I print a packing slip and it shows me exactly the charges that my person pays.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like, wow, I don't think I could have shipped it myself for that.
Yeah, there's a few like that. It's also interesting that when you see how much somebody pays for something, for me, it's that kind of educated me that, if I see somebody, a overseas buyer make me an offer, I'm a little bit more willing to take that because I know they're paying quite a bit more in shipping charges. And for me, it's nothing to send something to global shipping. I sent those hard drives were 24 pounds yesterday. I sent a case of hard drives out to global shipping. 24 pounds cost me $8.
Yeah, but if you sign up for global shipping, does that mean all your shipments have to be global shipping?
No, you can actually go in and change individual listings to be eligible for global shipping.
Create a shipping policy and call it, global shipping only, and then just go change your shipping policy for that one item.
Although can you change it now? You're in the middle of an auction.
Oh, in the middle of an auction?
Yeah, I can't change it now, I don't think.
If there's are there bids on it already?
Oh, wait, no, there aren't.
Then you should be able to change it.
Mm.
Send me a link. Send me either in here or on Facebook. Send me a link to the actual item because I want to look at something just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, it's an item with a defect too. Out of all the items, it's one of the ones that's.
But it's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Relatively speaking, for the item that it is, and a collector who can't afford to have pay for the best one might buy one with a stain or whatever it is, just to have it as part of their collection.
Yeah, is it worth my time? You know.
Give me a link to it.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, it's probably worth your time. Is it going to? I mean, that if he's asking for something that you're concerned might not ever sell, then yeah, it'd be worth your time doing. I would put global shipping on all of them, but I know you like to not do that.
No, I don't like global shipping at all. Because I make money. I make money on every shipment. I'd rather run the risk.
That's right.
Yeah, but you've got a good risk that guy doesn't end up winning it, but he helps drive the bid up for you.
That's true, but it doesn't excite me enough to just sign up for this program.
Send me the link.
I know it's in the side chat.
All right, because I'm just kind of curious about something.
It's one of the crappiest pairs. It's one of the crappiest pairs I have.
It's showing me, if I put United Kingdom, it's showing me $61.25 priority mail shipping.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what a 2-pound pair of tennis shoes, maybe 3 pounds, what that would actually cost.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. I bumped up the prices on those because I really didn't want much international transactions on them. That's right, because I could have made them first class, but I didn't. That makes sense why you would want it.
Yeah, I don't think you can combine global shipping either.
Oh, you can't?
Pretty sure you can't because every package is individually done. Although, I mean, it's weird because they said that there was something about saying that you could combine them, and then I had one that I wanted to combine and I couldn't combine it, so I was like, what a pain in the butt.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work for me at all.
You want me to list that network switch thing, or did you want to test it first?
Oh, you can list it.
I can list that? And then what about the thing underneath it? Pull that out?
Yeah, we'll put just the 2 screws and spark them out and slides right out of it.
That makes sense, though. I forgot I had the shipping set high for international.
Yes,
You don't want to do global shipping, just tell them you're not doing global shipping.
Yeah, well, the reason I did that is because I was doing all the sneakers as one, when I was doing all the listings in one whole big shot, it's like boxed. Most of them came out because they're basketball sneakers. Most of them came out in the 4 pound, just above 4 pounds, which bumps it to priority. So to be safe, I just put them all at the priority level at 4 pounds. Even though like that particular pair is actually like more of a running shoe, so it actually does weigh a bit less. So I just didn't want to put enough effort into it to.
Just tell them if you don't want your shoes, you ain't getting your shoes.
Yeah, that's right. I'm all for international shipping, but I don't know. I just that's kind of like common house goods. You know what I mean? It's.
Yeah.
On collectibles, I'll be more competitive on the shipping or tools. For international, I usually am pretty exact. I'll ship first class when I can, because first class service is still very good. International.
Yeah, international first class isn't terrible. It's
fine.
Oh, got the eBay bill today. That's not terrible.
Are you working, Valerie?
Yeah. Did that sound?
Are you on Facebook, Valerie?
No, I am not actually.
Okay.
No, I was actually looking at. I was looking at some computers.
Oh.
I don't know what to get.
Are you looking into getting a new computer?
Yes.
And
You never thought to ask one of us? We're all super computer savvy.
Yeah,
I know.
Because I use
I
a
don't-
Dell.
I don't like to be needy.
We're all computer savvy except for Dusty.
the question is, do you want a laptop again, or do you want to go to a desktop?
No, I want a desktop.
Okay. What's your budget?
I would say under 500.
Okay.
New or used?
No.
Where are you buying from?
I don't know.
Are you gonna have to order it? Or you're gonna go to a local place?
Probably local. I mean, I was actually looking at Walmart. They had
Walmart?
Walmart's computers they're not bad. They're basic, very basic computers. You're not going to get a lot of.
No, I'm not. I'm not a gamer.
Never, ever, ever buy a computer at Walmart.
Why?
I thought I had really good luck with it. Well, after they sent me a new hard drive, but I had really good luck with a Dell that I bought from a Microsoft certified refurbisher, and I just needed something that was like it was 2 computers ago. It was a step up from what I had to be able to do Hangouts because I needed more processor. Not, I paid like $119, and it was a good computer.
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem with Walmart is they're very competitive on their pricing, so they force the companies to dumb down their systems. So if you notice, any Walmart computer will usually have some type of oddball model number.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you buy directly from Walmart, but if you go through Walmart.com and get it from a third party person, you can find some decent deals.
Oh well, she said she was going to the store.
Oh,
Well, you
yeah.
can also
I'm
do
looking
very well off of Amazon for computers too. So, and I would be comfortable buying a computer off of Amazon.
Yeah. What kind of a computer should I be looking like the process? I don't know any of that stuff. But what should I be looking for?
About an i5 or up, I would say, since you're doing Hangouts.
Yeah.
I would do at least. I would keep it at least at an i5. Don't go lower than that.
At least 8 gigs of memory. Because the memory does make a big difference because the Hangouts are so graphics.
Yeah. And a minimum
on your processor.
And a minimum of a 1 terabyte hard drive.
No, I disagree with that.
Yeah, totally not.
Not right now. A 1 terabyte would be the minimum hard drive you should buy because that's like a $30 hard drive. That should be in the system. If they don't put a bigger hard drive in the system, it's a cheaper system.
Let me tell you something. My hard drive is 140 gigabyte.
Oh my god!
Mine
and I do everything.
Mine shows 688 gigabytes when I right click, so I don't know what it actually is. Probably a
688 available or total.
I've used 129 gigs. I have 558 free. Total capacity 688.
Weird number.
I'm running an SSD, so it's very fast. I chose speed over size.
Yeah, and you can get a 500 gig SSD pretty cheap nowadays.
Yeah, but when I got this computer, it was fairly expensive.
Yeah, I've actually thought about upgrading mine to an SSD, this little tiny one here, because that's actually designed for that. That would actually speed it up, even though it's only got a 1.5 Celeron processor in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm looking at is it's a HP.
I like HP. HP is good.
I'm gonna try autos.
I don't care for HP that much, but it's okay.
I don't either.
Is it the HP Slimline?
Check O'Reilly.
No, it's a
Oh, I can't find.
Pentium processor J3710, 4 gigabytes of memory, 1 terabyte hard drive, and it has Windows. And they want 429 for it.
What's the processor? I've never heard the
J10.
J3710.
Oh, I gotta look that up.
Yeah, me too.
So
It's a pen.
I have it's a Pentium, yeah.
The quad core, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's like a mini ITX.
I mean, here's somebody selling her. This is not a bad deal. I mean, here's
That's
somebody,
actually a really slow processor.
Yeah.
here's somebody selling a refurbed HP desktop with Intel Core i5 processor, 8 gigabytes of memory, and a 1 terabyte hard drive with Windows 10 Professional for $205.
That's not bad.
I mean, it's probably a third party. Let's see who it is.
Refurbs are fine.
I mean,
Thing though is, what if? I mean, if
Sold
she
and
has a
shipped by
$500, if she has a $500 budget, why doesn't she go get a nice Dell from Walmart with the product replacement plan? And
why don't you get that $200
And, you know.
HP and then spend $100 on a decent Logitech webcam?
At a time.
Oh, totally good.
You know, that's another option, because you'll need a webcam, won't you? Or don't you already have one? Or is it the one you're using now? Is it built into a laptop?
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you'll need a webcam. Which the one I have, it's the Logitech, whatever the hell it is, and I think it's like, I don't know, probably $79 now. They probably come down.
On
I think mine was like 60 actually, Dusty.
I'm on the C930E.
on Amazon right now, you can get a HP Slimline, has an i3 in it, has 8 gig of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, all the things Windows 10, and it's $400.
Still not gonna like an i3 though, man.
I'm just telling you that's what's out there. I mean, I could.
That's not gonna get you like 4 years plus.
No, an i5 would get you to that. But we'll let me pick that. It's a higher speed i3, but they don't let me pick an i5. Here's an i5. Well, that's a little bit higher. All right, here's an i5, 3.3 gigahertz, 8 gig of RAM, 1 terabyte. It's a Dell Inspiron 3000. It is refurbished, but it's $419. Now you got to remember, when you buy that, you also got to buy a monitor and a webcam.
I'm like, oh,
The
good.
webcam could cost you $60 to $70 if you buy like the Logitech 920, which is the one I would recommend. It's one Dusty uses, one I use.
I got the 930E, and I just looked it up. That there's $75 free shipping on eBay.
I got the 920, and I remember I paid $60 for it at Staples.
Yeah, the 920 is what I like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then a monitor is going to be whatever a monitor is going to be. I mean, you can get as big as you want or as small as you want. I mean, but I would not go less than 19 inches on the monitor, which is going to be about $100. So you're talking about really spending probably more closer to $600 than $500 to get a really good system that's going to last you a long time.
Yeah.
But you can pick up a monitor at a freaking.
I have a monitor.
Okay, so you just saved $100 there.
I can use a TV for a monitor, right?
Some of them can. It depends on the system.
Is it a tube TV?
No. No.
Okay.
It depends on if it's got VGA. It depends on if your computer has HDMI out or if
The
it's
Dell I'm looking at does have HDMI. So yeah, you could use a computer. I use a computer for my son's computer. He's got a 32-inch TV hooked up to his computer. Now you will not get resolution on a TV monitor like you get on a computer monitor.
Look at that one I just put in the side chat though. That's not a bad computer for $200.
No, that's not bad at all. HP 8200. This is a Dell's. I mean, it's.
I like Dell. Somebody just said in the side, G Hart said in the side chat, stay away from HP, take it from a person with 45 years of IT experience. I use Dell and I'm very satisfied. I've always just been happy with Dell, so I've always just kind of stuck with them for about the last 15 years.
I've had this computer for 5 years and it's been great.
I'll never buy an HP because it's HP compact and I've had such bad experiences with them. But I haven't bought a new computer in, 4 years, and I bought a crappy one then, so just to show you what I know.
I mean, Dell's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Dude, you got to get a Dell.
I don't know. I'm so confused now.
You're going to spend about $400. Somewhere between $200 and $400 to buy a really decent computer. If they're pretty simple. I mean, there's not a lot to them anymore. I mean, just make sure you get i5 8 gig 1 terabyte, and you can pretty much live with that. I mean, that could be your specs, and then you can shop those specs around. So
yeah, you can actually just order off the Dell website.
Dell does have a clearance section with refurbs as well. You'll have to Google it to find it. But they do have a clearance section.
No. I'll have to keep looking around. I really didn't. When I go to buy a computer, I just say, "Oh, that one looks pretty."
Well, you've got a whole panel full of computer geeks that are really good to ask on what to get and what not to get, or just say, "Hey, show me what to buy," because it does get overwhelming.
Right. Yeah, because I have.
Well, they're computer geeks. I wouldn't call myself. They're better than I am. I wouldn't really call myself that. I know just enough to be dangerous. That's about it.
Yeah.
So we're the kind of people that agonize over every purchase decision like that too.
And that's the thing. I mean, I would want something that, number one, is going to last a while, and that is going to I'm going to be able to do the hangouts on. But I mean, as far as like gaming, I'm not,
Yeah, I mean, you just need a basic computer, but what you're trying to do is make sure that what you buy now is going to be relevant 2-3 years from now.
Well, and I know you don't do gaming, but in all honesty, using the Hangouts use just about as much processor.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you ever hit Control-Alt-Delete while you have a Hangout going and look at what your CPU usage is and your memory usage and all that, it pretty much maxes it out if you have a lower end computer.
Yeah, that's why I can't do Hangouts on my eBay computer, because it was 99% CPU was using anything, and there was actually many times I was trying to do a live auction and they weren't updating in time, and I lost out on items that I thought I was still in on because there wasn't enough there.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons I'm thinking of upgrading, just because it would be nice to have an upgrade.
I always tend to upgrade every 4 years.
Yeah, I'm about due.
Well, and that was my thought, was that if I upgraded and I got a desktop, I would have my laptop for, if something happened, I would have that. I want to have two of everything. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a backup. I mean, my problem, I got like 2 other backup computers, but yeah, I mean, it's nice to have if something crashes, you're not out of business.
Right.
You can do your work on your laptop, so what you should do is buy your new computer, take your laptop, tuck it away, you travel with it, whatever, but then it's there. I mean, I've got 2 laptops and 2 desktops as backup.
Right.
You get them cheap enough, you're just storing them basically, but That's what I do. Like I said, I probably need to upgrade my monitor more than anything because I just have trouble seeing anymore. So I need a bigger monitor. But I have a dual monitor system, so I really like that too.
Tiffany said she's going to message you on Facebook with a link of bubble wrap, asking if it's a good deal. She said you're not friends on Facebook, so it'll probably go to your other folder.
Hey?
Yeah, she said, asked if that was cool. Yeah, it's cool with him.
Yeah, that's fine. I got it over on Facebook. You might have to walk me through how to find the other thing, because I really don't know.
Called the blood donation place, and they don't have the AA apheresis machine. And with that one, you only have to do it every 16 weeks. So I'm going to have to just go in and give regular blood, and I'll have to do it, and then I'll do it again in 8 weeks. But I only get $20 worth of movie cards instead of 40. I think I'm going to do that this morning, though. I feel good when I give blood, though. Like, not good about myself, but it's like, I asked the people that work there, I said, do you ever have anybody else say that? And they said, yeah, I get energy, and it's almost like having your oil changed or something. I don't know if it's because your body kicks in and starts, you know, creating more cells or what it is, but it's almost like a rush for about 3 days afterwards.
Good old lube job does wonders, I'll tell you.
Give your undercarriage a little Who's Your Daddy?
I had to throw that in there.
I'm opening the link.
I got to return a rental car today. I just talked to Jim Bennett. He's going to give me a ride home from the rental car place.
That's good.
Which I'm already pissed at them anyhow because they didn't answer the phone all day Saturday or Sunday, the day I picked it up, to give me a free ride. So I had to take a freaking Uber, which cost me $15 getting there and $5 tip. So I'm going to hit up the manager when I get there. Because I talked to him a while back, and he was like, he's the new manager. He's like, that's one of the things I'm working on is, you know, we've got to start answering the phone. So I'm just going to tell him. I'm going to say, you know, that's ridiculous. I had to pay $20 for an Uber. And I have a feeling he'll probably knock it off my rental.
Hopefully.
I'm going to try to get him to do it. Not to mention they gave me a 2015 Altima with 43,000 miles in New York plates. So I pretty much drove all through Tennessee with a small arsenal in the trunk.
Yeah.
Two shotguns, a .22 rifle, and 3 pistols. But Alabama reciprocates to Tennessee, so if I got pulled over, everything was cool. But it was still kind of, you felt like driving with, you know, those bright yellow New York license plates in the front and back. I'm going down the interstate, and I'm going, you know, 85 or whatever the flow of traffic is, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm going to get pulled over, and they're going to search the trunk, and it is going to be hands on the hood until they sort it all out. And Queen City Picker. Tristan is over in North Carolina. I talked to her last night. She's supposed to be home today, but she's going to be home Thursday. So she will have been gone. Oh, good Lord. When did she leave? Let me go back and see if I can find it.
Hey, Dustin.
Hey.
I just saw in my news feed over in Pigeon Forge that some kid flew off one of those rides, not the mountain roller coaster ride, but like a water slide ride or something. And that's why Jim won't ride that stuff, because he doesn't think they're safe.
They're not.
That's the whole point. They're not safe. Living on the edge.
I know, I live on the edge, but he's almost 50.
Yeah, you live on the edge because you live with Jim, but that's a different story.
I'm trying to remember what day. I sent her off. What day she? Let me look here. Delta Airlines, Sky Miles. June 22nd. I bought her the ticket on June 22nd. She's been gone since June 25th. I mean, yeah, June 25th. But I did get to see her for about 3 days while I was in Tennessee, so that was cool. So in Pigeon Forge, we did ride the go-karts though. We drove in one day and we did the Alcatraz Crime Museum, and we rode the indoor go-karts, which was kind of like being in the bottom floor of a parking deck almost. Gabe's never. The only thing Gabe has ever driven is he's driven a golf cart out at the lake, and he drove my truck one day around the parking lot. And they advertised being the fastest go karts, and they were freaking awesome.
HP switch thing.
Yeah, just one more.
And he's actually a pretty good driver. But it was an indoor course, so the concrete had kind of like gotten slick over time. So it was like a figure eight, but it went up and down. It was like two figure eights stacked on top of each other, and you went up the hill and down and around. And you drift when you went into the corners. It was fun as hell.
That's cool. I like go-karts when I used to be able to fit into them.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I've ever tried to get into them because I can imagine I can get myself into them, but I'm walking out with a go-kart. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be stuck.
Well, what's interesting is when you're on the final lap, and I remember this from years ago. I think this technology has been around, but when you're on the final lap and they blow the whistle, they actually flip some sort of switch that slows your cart, all the carts down. I don't know if it's Wi-Fi or radio controlled or whatever, but it kind of throttles your motor.
I drove a NASCAR car out on Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Oh,
I
that's
did
cool.
20 laps out there, and those are regular. The motion goes 140, but that's pretty fun.
That's fun.
It's
Was it the
crazy.
NASCAR you actually climbed through the window and all that?
Well, yeah, you're strapped in, you're helmeted in, you got to wear the fire suit, the whole 9 yards. And they offer several different packages, but they recommend that you go as a passenger with the NASCAR driver, and that's like $150, but he'll take you to 180.
Wow.
I mean, it's an unregulated car, but when you get into your cars, they're regulated to 140, and you have a chase car, you're following another driver, and he's flashing lights telling you to speed up, slow down, whatever, if you get too close, that type of stuff. But it takes you about 8 laps to get your groove, to understand, and it's really weird. If you let go of that steering wheel, the car will just turn left. You actually are in the middle of a curve and you're turning right to keep the car straight.
Well, NASCARs are actually weighted. They actually, because I used to know a guy, he's deceased now, but he used to pour lead, and I helped him pour lead blocks that they actually put inside the frame on that downhill side to weight the car that direction. They're actually weighted in a specific direction.
Yep. I mean, it was a blast. It was over so quick. You just don't realize how fast it's over. And it's a stick shift. NASCAR cars are stick shifts, but once you get into the high gear, you never take it out. I mean, you just drive it in that gear until you get done racing it. But my top speed was 137.
Wow.
So I got as close as I could get to it. But it's a cool thing. It's worth every penny. Now, I didn't pay for any of it. I was going as a guest of a guy who was trying to sell the company some alarm system upgrades, and I'd gotten to talk with the guy, and so I got permission from the boss to go down there. The boss was like, "I'm probably not going to do it, but you get a free trip out of it." So me and my buddy went down and rode NASCAR and had a great meal. We talked to the guy. We liked the program, but the boss, it was just too expensive for what we were doing.
It's funny, but like at 140, the road gets so narrow.
Well, on a track, it's a little different, but it's amazing is when you do it 140 and you got that big curve coming up, and like I said, you're going into the curve and you're turning the wheel to the right, which is totally counterintuitive to how you think you would be driving. Mm-hmm. That is the hardest thing to overcome. So that's why they offer an 8-lap package, which is not good enough. You got to do at least the 20-lap package, but it's pricey. It was the Richard Petty experience out of Charlotte. They do it at a lot of the NASCAR tracks.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you ever I know they do it at Dover, so you're not too far away from Dover, and it's a blast. I mean, I had a good time doing that. So
my car go 160 swiftly.
I mean, the fastest I ever I've driven close to that on the roads in certain cars, but
that was Notorious B.I.G. The one that we did was the something or other experience. Hold on, I gotta go see if I can find it now.
Yeah, mine was the Richard Petty.
Yeah, it was like Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, go karts. It was some guy that I think Blake Jones. Should I know who that is? Like, I don't watch that. Is he NASCAR?
That's not anybody I know.
Huh? Blake Jones Law Firm. Blake Jones, Auburn Tigers. He is a late model stock car driver, the youngest ever to win at Talladega. Huh.
I don't know. But I mean, it's pricey. But I mean, you can look it up and see how much it is. But it's worth doing. It's one of those things you just want to check off your box. I mean, it's a really good time. And if you like NASCAR, it's even better. I mean, you know, I'm not a fan of NASCAR, but I don't mind watching it. It's enjoyable. So you really get the whole experience. But it's pretty cool.
That's actually one thing that you want to do.
What, run the NASCAR truck race? Yeah, Kansas Motor Speedway, you should be able to get out to. I mean, it's probably going to run you for the 8-lap thing. It's close to $200, I'm thinking.
Right.
20-lap. I think it's close to $300 for that. They don't charge. It's only a little bit more. And then the run with the race car driver is like $100 and a quarter or something like that. And again, if you buy the packages, you can put things together to make it cheaper. And I've got a plaque and a certificate that the guy bought for us, which was another $100. You know, It has my top speed on it. You know, where I did it at, it's in a box somewhere. But I mean, it's just neat stuff. You know, but that's a little fun thing that you just.
You're not driving. The race car driver is driving, right?
When you're doing 170, the race car driver is driving. When you can do 140, you're the only person in the car.
Woo!
Yeah, it's a blast. So.
That's not
Queen City Picker was asking, was it gas or electric? We did gas, but they did upstairs, and because it was indoors-ish. Like I said, it felt like you're in the bottom level of parking deck. On the second floor was indoor that was electric, and it looked like maybe it was a skating rink at one time, and they made it into electric, whatever. And so it was more about drifting because it was slick as crap. So you couldn't go really fast on them, but you had to literally, I mean, you would slide in every corner. So you had to figure out that, you know, brake, kick the back end around, keep going, and kind of drifting thing. That part was fun. We did it upstairs once. We did it downstairs like 4 times. So they had a coupon for buy a go-kart ride, get one free. And the guy's like, I said, are you going to honor the coupon that I saw online? He goes, yeah, if you pull it up and show it to me. I'm like, dude, it's on your website. I was like, okay, fine. So I had to step to the back of the line and pull it up. Like, that's kind of crappy. You know you got a coupon on your website.
Well, they've kind of changed it up a little bit. I mean, they're actually offering racing experience now and things like that. I mean, that's really cool. Let's see.
You got them.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can ride along for like $200, 100 to 250, depending on what you want to do. Trying to figure out the one we did. Wow. $500 you can go out and race for 8 minutes with other drivers.
70.
Yeah, they kind of changed it down. I don't think they offer what we did before. Now they do it as a driving thing where you're actually racing people. And you can pass and everything. That was kind of cool.
Eight. 4, 6, 9.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do the go-karts, but I've always just been too big of a fat bastard to make fit inside of them. So.
We own one, and we're getting too fat to fit inside of it.
Yeah, I probably could fit in some of them, but I look at them going like, yeah, I don't want to be that guy that goes over and realizes you can't fit. I'd rather not take the shot at it, you know. I mean,
we got one. It's a Bigfoot, so it has like all-terrain tires on it. It's low to the ground like a go-kart, but it's got these all-terrain tires on it.
Yep.
I ride it around here, and I get off of it. I'm like, Jim, I just realized I'm way too old for golf carts. It has no suspension, so it vibrates like crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, and I'm too big for it.
Yeah, she tells you it vibrates like crazy, Jim, but she's out there riding it every day for some reason.
No, no, it feels like it shakes my guts loose. No, there's no pleasure in that at all.
Queen City Picker says NASCAR's for yuppies. Old-fashioned dirt track racing is real. Yeah, I worked at a couple dirt track races that Ollie's did in Williams Grove, Pennsylvania, and they actually had, you know, Casey Kane and all those drivers were out there running in those things. I got to actually drive Tony Stewart around in the from where we did the autograph signing. I drove him back to his trailer area where he was set up, and they would do all that type of stuff. That was a 360 racing, which they use a 360 cubic inch motor in them. That's amazing racing. That's wild. And I mean, they're throwing dirt everywhere. I mean, it is interesting. That's an interesting crowd that follows dirt track racing too. There's definitely no yuppies in that crowd. There's a lot of.
Tara wasn't entirely accurate with the description of the quote-unquote vibration with the go-kart. It's not like a vibration. It's more like they strapped you down to a wood table and took a garden hose filled with birdshot and just whipped the bejesus out of your kidneys. That's what it feels like. Well, it's not really vibration. It's more like being beaten with a lead shot filled rubber hose.
Yes, but 25 years ago, you'd have been out there woohooing it the entire time.
Yeah, well, my kidneys and my liver and stuff fit a lot better back then.
Yeah. Megan says, bought something on eBay specifically to flip. Would you have any reservation listing it if the seller hasn't left you feedback yet?
No.
Now, if you bought it to flip and it's what you want and you're describing it accurately, don't worry about the other seller.
No. When we bought that boat, our intention was to flip it or part it out. So when we bought it, our intention was to sell it. We'll do that too.
Yep. Yeah, you know it's Tony Stewart that killed the guy on that racetrack. That's dirt track racing. That's the type of racing I was at.
It's very close. That bow is very close. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a different type, but it's fun. I did a lot of things with Ollie's with racing because the CEO was a big fan of racing. Sponsored races, sponsored NASCAR cars and stuff, and things like that. And it's amazing how they measure that stuff. Because you know you just can't spend money because you like it. You got to have has to be some benefit to it. So Ollie's would, for example, we everybody remember the Daytona race where the jet dryer got crashed into by one of the drivers. That was the race that Ollie's was in the lead in that Daytona 500 when that thing happened, when they had to call the caution on it. And if they canceled the race, we would have won the Daytona 500. Well, what Ollie's does is they measure how much TV time their name is front and center. And then they go, okay, now, and there's companies that do this, measure how much time is there, and then measure how much it would cost in advertising dollars to get your name out in front of that many people. And I think sponsorship of races is all different. Daytona's more expensive. You know, average price is $40,000 to $50,000 to sponsor a race. Just have your name, you paint the car. And that's to be the primary sponsor, which is your name is on the front of the car. It's your colors, things like that. There's a million